In this lesson, we're going to talk about something really important when working with files and folders, and that's absolute paths and relative paths. Understanding the difference between these two types of paths will make our life much easier. A path simply means the location of a file or a folder in your system. Think of it as a address where your computer can find something. Let's start with absolute paths. An absolute path gives the complete address to a file or folder, starting from your root directory of your system. On Linux, macOS, or any other Unix system like, paths start with a forward slash. For example, so right now, I'm inside of my documents folder, downloads folder, but I want to go to my desktop folder. What I'll do right now is that I'll use an absolute path, and I'll do cd forward slash. This forward slash is important because that means that we will start from our root folder. We will go to home slash jrun slash desktop. I click enter, and as you can see, I moved from downloads to desktop. For you to have a better visibility of this, I will use my file explorer so that you can understand a bit better. All right, so here. So what I just did is that by referencing this forward slash, that means that I started my direction from my root folder. This is my root folder. I've chosen the home directory, which is right here, and then I chose the folder for the username jrun and also the desktop folder. Double click on it. If we do a quick ls, we'll see that we are in fact in the same place because the same files are showing up there. So this path that you see here is the full direction. And if I go to my file explorer and click on the search bar, you will see that the same direction is showing here. And that's why the system took me right inside to my folder. No matter where you are currently in your terminal, this path will always point the place that you specified because you're starting from the root folder. And that's the beauty of absolute paths. They always work. Once again, because they describe the full direction from the root to your file system. Now, there is other option that I want you to learn, and this is using the tilde icon. Let me clear my screen, and that's like doing cd and typing tilde. This tilde icon, it's referencing your home directory. So in the backend, what Linux does is that if you type this tilde icon is the same as if you have typed root home jrun. It gets written in the backend. So from that home directory, you can choose any of these files and it will take you right inside of it. For example, let me go to documents. So it worked. I was able to access documents. Let's do an ls just to confirm. Yeah, I'm there. So again, let's use it. Tilde icon forward slash documents. I'm sorry, downloads. And it also worked. It's like if I have gone here and click downloads, because remember, this tilde icon gets rewritten to this, so you don't have to write it again. And then you just need to choose the folder, any folder that is inside of your home directory. So even though this is shorter and it might look like it's not an absolute path. It actually is. This is still considered an absolute path. Now let's talk about relative paths. And for that, I will clear my screen and go to downloads. So a relative path depends on where you currently are in your system. Your current working directory, it doesn't matter, or in other words, I'm sorry, it doesn't start from your root directory. It starts from your current location. For example, let's go to our um, home directory. I'm inside of my home directory. So for if I want to go, for example, let's see, desktop, I'll choose, let me just choose documents instead. And I'll choose this other directory called txt documents. If I click on my file explorer in the search bar, if I type this full uh, direction, it will actually work, but we don't want to do that, right? We just want to do our relative path. So since I'm already inside of my home directory, I will just type what's next, and that's documents slash documents. Sorry, I typed documents wrong. Txt documents. Let's click enter. And as you can see, it actually worked because now I'm inside of documents and the txt documents. If I do ls, I can see the same files that I see in my file explorer. Now, if you see what I type here as relative paths, I didn't use any forward slash, and that's because I'm starting from where I was previously, which was my home directory, and then I chose the folder documents and then txt documents. Now, we can also use our relative paths to move back, and if we want to, we can access other directories. For example, I do cd dot dot. As you know, these two dots means that we will go back for slash dot dot slash desktop. What this means? This means that I will go back again, and then I will go inside of my desktop folder. Click enter. Let's see if it works. It works. Now you can see I'm inside of my desktop folder. Let's do an ls just to confirm. And yep, I'm inside of my desktop folder. So that's the way relative paths actually work. They basically they are shortcuts that only make sense depending on where you currently are. Now, there's a common mistake. If you move to a different folder and then try to run an old command that use a relative path, it might fail. And this is because your current working directory has changed. Let me give you an example. We're going to access right now our root folder. cd forward slash, that's it. It will take you to your root folder. Let me clear everything. Right now we are inside of our root folder. If we go to our file explorer, it's like if we have gone back until here. This is where we are right now. What if I do cd desktop or reuse another relative path that I previously used? Like for example, this one. This will not work. Or if I do cd document slash txt documents, it doesn't work. Or desktop, just desktop, it doesn't work. And this fails, you will get this error because there's no desktop folder or directory inside of our root um, folder. Inside of our root folder, this one, if you look at each one of these, there's no one named documents or desktop. So for that, once again, we need to go back and either use an absolute path or go inside of each folder one by one. An absolute path, as we covered previously, we need to specify our path cd slash home slash jrun slash desktop. And that way it will take us directly to our desktop using an absolute path. Or if we want to navigate level by level, we can just go back to our root folder. Let's go back to our root folder in our file explorer as well. Using a relative path, it's like knowing, hey, I'm in my root folder. Now I will go to home. I will do an ls, see what I have inside of it, do cd jrun, do an ls, what I have inside of here. Uh, I want to go to desktop, choose desktop. So relative paths, they don't need a forward slash in front of them because you are working or choosing files according to your location. So to wrap it up, absolute paths always point to the same place. They start from your root directory. Or if you want to use the tilde icon, that will be from your home directory. While relative paths depends on where you are currently. They start from your current working directory. In case you have any doubt and you know the full path, then I would suggest using an absolute path because it's more reliable. But for shortened comments, especially when you're working inside a folder and you exactly know where you are and where you want to go and where that folder is, then you can use a relative path if you can move from where you are. That will save you time. And that's it for this lesson. Know that you know the difference between absolute and relative paths. A very small but powerful concept that you'll use all the time when working with files, scripts, or navigating in your terminal.